Judging by the quarantine reports, the plague has been completely eradicated, Shepard. I have also run searches for reports on Archangel. The various mercenary groups appear to believe that he is dead.
Works for me.
Hello, welcome back to my Let's Play of Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. My ship through a grimy window. That window looks much better. A nice open window gives me a better view of my ship. Alright, so I'm just going to finish up some very last bits of business here on Omega. Here's this funny, I missed out some dialogue here for some reason. I don't know if it's just something where the game just sort of glitched on me, or if dialogue was removed. But normally this guy trying to get in, normally it's a lot longer. At one point he tries to bribe the Elcor. Says I think offers initially 25 credits to let him in. Bouncer tells him to double it. Guy does. Bouncer says to double it again. Guy does. Bouncer says no. Get back in line. And the bouncer's kind of amused at the whole thing. Hey, here we go.
I knew a bar out on the front that looked like this. Me and some friends got stupid one night. Long story short, tempers flared, followed by pistols. We all got out, except my buddy Narco. Places like this are slaughterhouses, dressed as nightclubs. I shit you not. One night with Arya. That's all.
You know, I feel like he loses a lot of friends.
Arya has work for him. You're interested?
I am interested.
Arya has a job she needs doing. You up for some work?
That
Sure.
depends on what Arya has in mind.
Arya's gotten word that some blood-packed mercs plan to kill an old acquaintance of hers, a Krogan named Patriarch. She'd like you to keep that from happening.
What's the Blood Pack's problem with Patriarch?
If you've met Patriarch, you know. He can't keep his damn mouth shut. Some people don't appreciate his stories, especially when he dips into non-fiction.
What's Arya's interest in protecting him?
Patriarch was one of her deadliest enemies back in the old days. Now she keeps what's left of him around as a trophy. As long as he lives, he's a perfect example of what happens when you go up against Arya.
Why come to me? Arya's usual muscle not up for the job?
Because Arya said so. What other reason do you need?
People like Arya don't do things without a damn good reason. I want to hear it.
Fine, but I didn't tell you this. Got me? If
Alright.
it gets out that Arya's protecting Patriarch, well, that can look like a weakness. And some people might want to exploit that. You're not on her payroll, so you helping Patriarch just seems like a random act of kindness.
Yeah, alright. I'm okay with
I'll
protecting him.
look into it.
Good. Patriarch's downstairs, likely surrounded by his fans. Get him into hiding until the mercs move on. Come back here when it's done, and you'll get your due.
I'll be back when the job's done.
Good luck.
Alright. Yeah. Sounds good. Patriarch seems cool, so I'm happy to keep him alive. Very happy to keep him alive.
You're in the Nexus. It's late, and the only one around is that screeching prophet and a few Vorjas scratching for food.
The attack on the human colony of Freedom's Progress has generated a swift but confused
Whoops.
response. 8 vessels have been sent, but it is...
Very spirited dancing.
I got a mate and a ship. I only brought one of them with me to Omega.
These dudes cannot dance. And then Shepard dances the exact same way as those dudes.
This shit tastes like poison anyway.
Alright.
Greetings.
He's very friendly.
Some people want you dead. I've been asked to move you to safety.
Well, of course. Arya wouldn't want me hurt. It would make her look bad.
Playing to his audience.
Perhaps Arya's reputation is no longer my concern. Perhaps I will stay. See who thinks me important enough to kill.
Courageous.
Here's an idea.
Or resigned.
Let me handle the assassins for you.
And so your name grows, while I remain an old man who lets others fight his battle.
No.
Okay.
You remain a powerful warlord with forces at his command. Now it's just Arya's trophy.
Well, you could be my Trent, fighting for my honor. If you would do this for me, I would be grateful. I might even be a Krogan again.
Alright, so yeah. Let's go save a life.
Out of our way, human.
Okay, this gets weird right
You
here.
here for Patriarch?
What if we are? You gonna do something about it?
Patriarch sent us. Said to do whatever it takes.
Your Patriarch's Grant? I wasn't aware the old man had one.
You should have done your homework.
Look how fast they go down. Cutscenes, man, just... Cutscenes are wild. Like, those guys are Krogan, and like, that one guy missed at like point-blank range. At least now it looks like a shotgun rather than a flamethrower.
This station, you killed them all. And everyone knows that the Patriarch is not to be crossed. Thanks to you, Arya may think of me as more than a trophy. A real advisor, maybe. Or even a threat.
Well, I had my microphone turned off this whole time. Oops! I should just, go back and re-record everything so far, but, hell with it. Taking down those two Krogan is so weird. Like, that one misses at point-blank range, and then they both go down to a couple of shots from pistols. Meanwhile, Krogan are, like, the ultimate badasses. So it's very weird. But, hey, I'm glad I was able to help Patriarch. Glad to keep him alive. And glad to give him back a little bit of his pride.
Use this. Don't ever let anyone think you're weak again.
Thanks to you, I am a Krogan. By the way, be careful with Arya. She will approve of what you've done, I think. But not of you altering the balance of Omega. I think it reminds her too much of herself.
Thanks, Patriarch. Yeah, sadly, I think that's the last you can talk to.
Walking around in this place makes me sick. People still dying, the strong still exploiting the weak. Nothing I did here even made a dent in this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough.
Alliance military officials are having difficulty meeting hiring quotas, according to a new report. Since Eden Prime, an initial surge in patriotic enlistments was followed by a downturn, as the public became skeptical that the Alliance can match Geth technology.
Zaid's little story about getting in a bar brawl and one of his friends dying. A lot of Zaid's stories seem to end with people dying around him. and here. I was mentioning earlier when I was paused here for a minute. What I was saying is that I missed some dialogue for some reason between these two. In particular, there's a bit where this dude tries to bribe the bouncer, and the bouncer is, I think, is initially seemingly interested and asks to double it, then amused, double it, and then just no. Get back in line. See, I don't know if it's just the game weirding out on me and taking out some of the dialogue, or if the dialogue was just removed, but yeah.
Arya wants to speak with you, human. She heard you took on the Blood Pack assassins yourself. I wouldn't keep her waiting.
Good plan. You don't keep Carrie Ann Moss waiting.
Word has it that Patriarch's Krant took out the men sent here to kill him. Funny, I didn't know he had a Krant. Patriarch has more influence than you thought. I see. Well, maybe I should watch my back then. It's not what I asked.
She sounded weirdly amused.
Do you need something else? This datapad was on one of the mercs going after Archangel. They were coming for you next. Let me see. Interesting. Would someone like to tell me how this information slipped the net?
I'll look into it.
You've done a lot for me, Shepard. Let me return the favor. We're sending your coordinates to a cache on an uncharted world. You want it? It's yours.
Yeah, that seems
What's
suspicious.
The catch? No catch, I don't need it, and I don't want it to go to waste. Whatever you find is yours to deal with.
Well, thank you.
Sounds like you and Patriarch have a history. Our history is Omega's history. Long, bloody, and always ending in my favor. The details are complicated.
Story
When I
time.
arrived, Omega was lawless, a land of opportunity. I built alliances and destroyed the fools who wouldn't get in line, which was most of them. But Patriarch, he was something different. A powerful friend. I'm surprised you were ever anything but rivals. We were allies for 100 years. I suppose he decided that was long enough. Wasn't a surprise when he turned. He controlled the muscle, my people contributed more subtle action. Espionage, politics, assassination. Fortunately for me, his men had become accustomed to certain benefits of working with Asari.
Nice. Yeah, that is playing dirty.
Sounds like you changed the rules and the battlefield. Krogan nature made it easy for us to take advantage. Patriarch's
Smart.
men abandoned him in droves. In the end, we fought face to face on this very spot.
Who won?
Toughest fight of my life. But of course I won.
Yep.
Patriarch doesn't sound like something an Asari would come up with. I found it humorous. He wanted power, and we pretended he had it with a word that doesn't exist for my people. I eventually found a certain respect for the title and the man. So you kept him around as a trophy? I did. A trophy and an example. Whenever someone thought about taking me on, I pointed them to Patriarch. Dignity is one of the few commodities not available on Omega. Interesting.
Unless
Let's move on.
except for Arya.
Do you
I
need something else?
Let's see if she's willing to open up a bit more now.
We friendly enough to talk about who you were before Omega? You're reaching back centuries, Shepard. Long before anything that should matter to you. So why keep it secret? No reason, from your perspective. But there are plenty of people out there with long memories. I've had a few careers, a few names. Commando training, mercenary leanings. I've kept what was valuable and dropped the baggage.
I thought you were in charge. Why so scared of your past?
I have nothing to fear on Omega. That doesn't mean I want to broadcast my past to the galaxy.
That's
You'd
fair.
be surprised how long some entities can hold a grudge. This little exercise with Patriarch? A footnote. Not even the first Krogan I've pissed off.
You're important, but also isolated. No other allies out there to back you up?
I lean toward a particular type of work. It tends to encourage professional rivalry. Sometimes you'd rather disappear than be forced to kill someone.
Interesting. Very interesting to hear from her, of all people. You wouldn't think that she would be wary about killing anybody.
You couldn't have started here with nothing. You must have been someone important.
I've always been important, even if others didn't recognize it. So yes, I had money to start this operation. I also had creditors who thought they were more entitled to it. I let them chase a ghost, or several. It's relatively easy to outlive a Solarian, but not their record keeping.
I like that. You can outlive a banker, but not the bank. Alright.
Alright, I'll drop it.
Better luck next time.
Well, that might sound familiar to you. You may hear that and think, oh, haven't I heard that before? And, yeah, Rex's story about the Asari mercenary he was friends with, Alina. And really gets you wondering. It's never confirmed if Arya actually is Alina. But it's certainly implied strongly enough. So let's take a look at some facts. Better luck next time is the thing that really makes you draw the connection. That's the line that makes you draw a connection. So then you start thinking, rather disappear than have to kill someone. Well, Alina never came after Rex while he was protecting that bolus. Perhaps it was Rex that she didn't want to go after. The fact that she was able to go toe-to-toe with Patriarch, a powerful Krogan. Alina did last a long time against Rex, a Krogan Battlemaster.
Maybe I'll come back later.
Maybe I'll be here.
And Leah and Rex mentioned Alina. What? Alina, or Rex did mention that Alina was a bit of a softie. And looking at Arya, she does pass along your contact info to some random dude who asked. She does seem, for a ruthless crime lord who couldn't care less about mercenaries dying all around her station.
The word is clear. The lesser races will be punished.
She does seem to have just a bit of a soft side.
Times are coming, and you are not prepared. Paid for by the followers of the exalted light of the world.
So yeah, there's... Well, like I said, it's never actually confirmed outright. But it certainly feels that way, doesn't it? Yeah, you're not actually allowed to use it right now. The Omega-4 relay is surrounded by hazard beacons and automated warnings. Over the last 1,000 years, many ships have attempted to pass through it, but none have returned. The only ones to pass freely back and forth through the relay are the mysterious collectors. There are many theories why ships never return from Omega-4. Some say there's a black hole at the far end. Others, mostly the impoverished underclass of Omega, believe there is some form of earthly paradise. Most, however, simply think that the collectors capture or destroy those passing through the relay.
Until we have a solution in place, we cannot utilize the Omega-4 relay.
Convict, Warlord, Zaid, Amosville, Rosalie. I'm going to hit the Citadel. Before I do, there is something extremely, extremely important over here. Pretty sure I read this in the last game. After the development of Mass Effect FTL Drive, this Uranus was the target of a land rush to exploit its combination of plenty of helium, free fuel, and shallow for a gas-giant gravity well. Today, Uranus is the largest producer of E3 in Alliance space. Yeah. Depleted, so there's literally no reason to mine it, or to probe it.
Really, Commander? Probing Uranus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a child. I love that they did that. And Trisha Helfer just sells the line so well. Just her delivery. Really, Commander? Probing Uranus. You can hear the resignation. It's great. Alright. And here's that lovely approach. Lovely, lovely, lovely view. The wards! You may remember that particular part of the wards from the first game. Shepard, Ashley, and Kaden actually had a bit of a nice conversation. Yeah, sure, Miranda. Miranda's coordination with the fire team gives an increased bonus to squad weapon damage. Miranda's leadership tactics leave no one behind, giving an increased bonus to squad health. Honestly, I'd rather just kill people. So yeah, Miranda actually does start with 1 point more than your other squad mates do, which is interesting.
Commander Shepard, enter the password and receive a free gift.
Keeper! Hey there, buddy.
Got problems with collectors? Try Kasumi's credit services.
Nice one. Subtle.
Just enter your password for a fabulous prize package worth millions of credits. Okay, really? How many times can you walk by without stopping?
A bunch.
Shepard, you do have the password, right?
There's one missing. Aw, man.
Commander Shepard, enter the password and receive a free gift.
Come on, give me the... There's one other bit of dialogue here.
Got problems with collectors? Try Kasumi's credit services. Just enter your password for a fabulous prize package worth millions of credits. Okay, really? How many times can you walk by without stopping?
It's not here. Her line isn't here. Did it get cut? Did that get cut?
Shepard, you do have the password, right?
Because, like, she's supposed to have a line about,
Commander Shepard, enter
getting
the password and receive a free gift.
About entering the password to get, like, a companion.
Got problems with collectors? Try Kasumi's credit services.
I do like that line. That's very subtle. Very clever.
Just enter your password for a fabulous prize package worth millions of credits. Okay, really? How many times can you walk by?
Dang it. Sorry, specific line that I want to look up here. I want to look up the exact quote, if I can. Anyway, come on. Sorry, I just want to refresh myself on what the line is, because it's a good one. It's about getting a entering a password to acquire a companion. Something. She says something like someone small, cute, and Japanese, or something like that. Something along those lines. Man, there seems to be a few lines of dialogue that I'm just not getting.
Please tell me your password, Commander Shepard.
Doing this doesn't actually cause any problems, but...
Silence is golden.
Good to finally meet you, Commander Shepard. Kasumi Goto. I'm a fan.
Kasumi is voiced by Kim Hoy, I believe is the name. Yeah, Kim Hoy is the name of the voice actress. And on a side note, the Japanese word Kasumi means haze or mist, which, you know, somewhat fitting for a thief, for a master thief.
What's with the password and the sneaking around? Are you in trouble or something?
I'm the best thief in the business, not the most famous. Need to watch my step to keep it that way. I also needed to make sure all this was legit. And I have no doubts now. You're the real Commander Shepard.
What makes you so sure?
There's a certain aura about you. Like you've seen things no one else has. Even without knowing what you looked like, I knew it was you.
Yeah. She's very observant. And apparently, the Japanese word goto means robber or robbery.
Has Cerberus filled you in on the mission?
Honestly, I'm shocked they didn't come to see me sooner. My fault for being hard to find, I guess.
What brought you to Cerberus?
That's a bit of a story. Short version, they were looking for me, so I trailed them to find out why. Turns out they were looking for someone to join you on an important mission, and were offering a serious signing bonus. I had a thing I needed help with, so I made them a deal. And here we are.
I assume this deal is something I should know about.
Yeah, I guess it slipped their minds. I'm looking for my old partner's gray box. A man named Donovan Hawk took it, and I'm planning to get it back.
What do you know about Donovan Hawk?
Mr. Hawk is a well-respected businessman. Arms dealer, murderer, generally not a great guy. His mansion's famous for being hard to crack, but I have a way in, and I think you're gonna love it.
I will.
I doubt Hawk's the kind of guy who takes kindly to people sneaking into his house.
I always expect trouble. That's why you're here.
I assume a gray box is some kind of hardware.
It's a neural implant. Illegal in most places. Stores memories, thoughts, secret codes, illicit information. This one in particular belonged to my partner, Keiji Okuda. We worked together for a long time, before Hawk killed him.
Aww.
Tell me about this former partner of yours.
His name was Keiji Okuda, the best hacker and entryman I've ever known. Unfortunately, he slipped up and made himself infamous. He stole something he shouldn't. He warned me it was bad, something that could spark interstellar war if it got out. That information got him killed.
I like how she's just standing right above me while I talk to the screen.
What could he have found that's so bad?
He wouldn't say what it was, just that it was dangerous. He said if it got out, humanity would be in trouble. He encrypted it, wrapped it up in his own memories. To decode the information, you have to sift through all the time we spent together. Now those memories are all that's left of him.
I can understand why you'd want to get it back.
Getting it back will be easier with your help, Shepard.
What's this heist you're planning?
Not here, Shepard. You'll get a briefing when the time comes. I need time to nail down the details anyway. I've taken the liberty of getting you some evening wear, though. You want to look presentable.
Oh? Intriguing.
If that's what Cerberus promised you, we'll get it done.
It'll be fun. And if we're lucky, you won't even have to draw your gun.
I'm never lucky. I've never been lucky.
We should probably wrap this up. You look pretty silly standing there talking to an advertisement. See you on the ship, Shepard.
Yeah, she can cloak. If you're playing a
I thought it might be nice to come back here and see how it's changed, but it's just like it was. Same dirty streets, same unrepentant scavengers, same revolving door prisons. Being security here is a terrible job. This is exactly why I left.
Oh, chill. Anyway, if you're an infiltrator, you can do what Kasumi did there.
The Destiny Ascension has completed its 20-colony victory cruise. Council members aboard thanked Human Alliance soldiers for their efforts in repelling Saren's invasion 2 years ago.
Actually, I'll listen to that. I'll listen to those ads in a moment.
This recruits is a 20-kilo ferrous slug. Feel the weight. Every 5 seconds, the main gun of an Everest-class dreadnought accelerates 1 to 1.3% of light speed. It impacts with the force of a 38-kiloton bomb. That is 3 times the yield of the city buster dropped on Hiroshima back on Earth. That means Sir Isaac Newton is the deadliest son of a bitch in space. Now,
great line.
Serviceman Burnside, what is Newton's first law?
Sir, an object in motion stays in motion, sir.
No credit for partial answers, maggot.
Sir, unless acted on by an outside force, sir.
Damn straight! I dare to assume you ignorant jackasses know that space is empty. Once you fire this hunk of metal, it keeps going till it hits something. That can be a ship, Or the planet behind that ship. It might go off into deep space and hit somebody else in 10,000 years. If you pull the trigger on this, you are ruining someone's day, somewhere and sometime. That is why you check your damn targets. That is why you wait for the computer to give you a damn firing solution. That is why, Serviceman Chung, we do not eyeball it. This is a weapon of mass destruction. You are not a cowboy shooting from the hip.
Sir, yes, sir.
Such a good speech.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'll need you to remove any biotic amp you might be wearing.
What? Why?
Unfortunately, sir, biotics can be used as a weapon. The rules require me to confiscate all amps. Could you please hand over yours?
I don't have one. I'm not a biotic.
His voice changed.
Well, when you objected, I thought...
You humans are all racist.
His voice just completely changed.
Can I help you, ma'am?
It's been a couple years since I passed through here. Security seems to have tightened a bit.
After the Geth attack, there was a review of security protocol. A few minor changes were made to reduce the risk of Geth infiltration. We apologize for the inconvenience.
You think a Geth would stand out?
Yep.
Assumptions are dangerous. Be alert, be safe.
Thanks for your time.
Next.
Yeah, Geth aren't... Yeah, they're pretty noticeable.
Obviously, security has tightened since you were last here.
Shut it down.
What? Do you seriously think? Yeah, okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am. Our scanners are picking up false readings. They seem to think you're... dead.
Yep.
I was listed as missing in action a couple years ago.
Would you mind checking in with my captain? He can reinstate you in our system. He's just past the scanners on your right.
Technically, I'm undead.
You'll have to make him scream a little. He's not gonna tell you everything just because you ask.
Yeah.
If you don't have the stomach or you're worried about being reported, I can take care of it.
No, sir. I can handle it.
Yeah. Already don't like this guy, to be honest.
Yes, I see the problem already, Commander Shepard. My console says you're dead.
Yeah, that's a minor problem. Bailey here is voiced by Michael Hogan.
You're not worried I'm some imposter claiming to be me?
We have the best screening equipment in the galaxy. Those scanners can sample DNA from skin flakes. Hell, if you have unregistered gene mods, they can even figure those out.
No, I'd rather be alive.
Your sergeant said you could help with that.
Usually you'd have to go through the station security administration to reactivate your IDs. Then to customs and immigration to regain access to the Citadel itself, and probably a stop by the Treasury. Spending a year dead is a popular tax dodge. But I can see you're a busy woman. So how about I just press this button right here, and we call it done?
See, they make you wanna like him.
Couldn't one of us or both of us get into trouble for that?
There's no way to fool the DNA scanners in that tunnel. You're you. Why wait in long lines and fill out a massive useless hard copy paperwork to get to the same place? The council does everything by the book. They've had thousands of years to write it. Sometimes things need to get done without a committee vote.
You're not big on formalities, are you?
I'm with them right up until they keep people from doing their jobs.
Yeah.
There. I just saved you about 9 days of running around. That said, you should head up to the Presidium and tell them you're still alive. The council probably wants to talk to the one who saved their scaly asses.
What's the easiest way to get to the Presidium from down here?
Head back through the security checkpoint and take a public shuttle.
I will. Having access to the Council and the Spectre's resources would be useful.
Yeah. The council can get anything. Best thing about working CSEC is that any equipment, information, or money you need, you get. Anyway, something else you need? Or can I get back to work?
Yeah. I need to ask about this.
I overheard your conversation. Make him scream a little?
This isn't a Presidium. All they have to worry about are protesters outside their free speech zones or someone's poodle crapping on the grass. Down here, we have drugs, organized crime, and murder. Policing a ward is like policing New York City. Sometimes you have to work outside the council's rulebook.
CSEC has changed.
Yeah, I do not agree with Bailey at all here. Not even a little. Rules are in place for a reason. That reason isn't to prevent cops from doing their jobs. It's to protect people. It's to protect people from cops abusing the rules. It's, make him screamable? Like, no. Torture is not okay. It's like, he's helpful to you. He gives you information. He saves you time by reinstating you into the system. But he's also, I'll just be honest, he's a bad cop. ACAB?
Last time I was here, there were no human captains in CSEC.
The CSEC took a lot of casualties when the Geth boarded the Presidium. The Special Response Division was hard hit. They stopped turning their noses up at human resumes. They needed bodies in uniform, and we had the most experienced bodies.
It looks like most of the damage from Sovereign's attack has been repaired.
The Presidium was pretty shot up. Of course, they fixed that first. All the wards got hit with debris when the ship exploded. Most of the damage was superficial, and the Keepers got things restored fast. Tasery Ward got the worst. A big chunk hit near the Dillanaga concert hall. They're still clearing wreckage and trying to get power restored.
After 2 years and still trying to get power restored.
Tell me about this place.
All the wards are more or less multicultural, but the other 4 are dominated by Asari, Turians, or Solarians. In Zakira, we've got major enclaves of Volus, Elcor, and Hanar. There's also a human commercial zone at Shinakiba. We've got a few Krogan walking around, and I think I saw a Quarian the other day.
I should be going.
You need anything else, let me know.
Before I talk to Avina, let's get my,
I heard that those lakes up on the Presidium are filled with fish.
No, they're not.
You ever been up there?
No. CSEC won't let me. They say I'm a risk.
They think every Krogan is dangerous.
Damn Turians. We should kill them all.
They think we're dangerous. Let's kill them. Alright. Unfortunately, you do not actually get to walk around the Presidium in this game. There's a lot less of a Citadel, I feel like.
This meeting would be more productive if Udina was to join us.
My advisor is unavailable. As counselor, I represent the voice of humanity and the Alliance.
You tell him, tell him, Captain.
Will be here and... Oh, Commander. We were just talking about you.
Captain Anderson. Still voiced, obviously, by Keith David.
It's been a long time, Anderson. I hope the last couple years have treated you right.
There have been some rough spots. It's good to have you back.
We've heard many rumors surrounding your unexpected return. Some of them are unsettling.
We called this meeting so you could explain your actions, Shepard. We owe you that much. After all, you saved our lives in the battle against Saren and his Geth.
The Collectors are abducting human colonists in the Terminus systems. Worse, we think they're working for the Reapers.
The Terminus systems are beyond our jurisdiction. Your colonists knew this when they left Council space.
You're missing the important part, Counselor. The Reapers are involved.
Here we go.
Ah yes, Reapers. The immortal race of sentient starships allegedly waiting in dark space. We have dismissed that claim.
Shepard, no one else encountered the hologram on Ilos that told you the truth about the Reapers. Only you and your crew ever spoke with Sovereign. I believe you. But without evidence from another source, the others think Saren was behind the Geth attacks.
Yeah. The Turian Sparatus line there, especially with the air quotes, it became a bit of a meme in the Mass Effect community. Also because, you know, a lot of people felt that it was ridiculous.
Saren was an organic. The Geth would never accept him as their leader. They only followed him because he was Sovereign's agent.
Saren was a compelling and charismatic individual. He convinced the Geth the Reapers were real, just as he convinced you.
It was part of his plan to attack the Citadel. The Reapers are just a myth, one you insist on perpetuating.
We believe that you believe it, but that doesn't make it true.
Very diplomatic from Tavos. Unfortunately, the counselors are unnamed in this game. Their names don't get listed. But yeah, the Turian is named Sparatus. The Asari is named Tavos. And I am Valen. Counselor Valor is the Solarian.
Go back to Ilos and talk to Vigil. Or just look at what's left of Sovereign. It's obvious the technology is more advanced than ours.
The hologram on Ilos is no longer functional, and we have found nothing to suggest that Sovereign was not a Geth creation.
The Geth are capable of remarkable technological achievements. This is probably why Saren recruited them.
This Reaper theory proves just how fragile your mental state is. You have been manipulated by Cerberus, and before them, by Saren.
So, just to summarize a bit here, the Council's position is that Saren convinced the Geth into believing that a ship the Geth built was a Reaper. Iffy logic there.
I kept Saren from conquering the Citadel. I sacrificed human lives to save this council.
We are in a difficult position, Shepard. You are working for Cerberus, an avowed enemy of the Council. This is treason, a capital offense.
Okay.
That's too far. Shepard is a hero. I'm on this council too, and I won't let this whitewash continue.
Maybe there is a compromise. Not a public acknowledgement given your ties, but something to show peripheral support.
Shepard, if you keep a low profile and restrict your operations to the Terminus systems, the Council is willing to offer you reinstatement as a Spectre.
Why would I need reinstatement?
What does that mean? Will I need to start filing reports?
That won't be necessary. This is a show of good faith on our part.
We cannot become involved in an investigation regarding the missing colonies in the Terminus systems, but Spectre reinstatement shows our support of you personally.
Well, I guess that is about all I can ask, really, at this point. Again, I understand where the Council is coming from. I mean, I am working with a terrorist organization. That is not the kind of thing that they can really show their support for. So, you know.
I accept your offer.
Good luck with your investigation, Shepard. We hope for a quick resolution and a quick end to your relationship with Cerberus.
Same.
Well, that went better than expected. You realize the Council's offer is just symbolic. They won't actually do anything.
Even if they don't help, I might as well stay on good terms.
True enough.
Yep.
Don't worry about the Council or the Alliance. I'll find some way to keep them off your back. Shouldn't be too hard. As long as you keep to the Terminus systems.
That's the plan.
Anderson, we need to talk about... Shepard. What are you doing here?
Stop by to see how Anderson was doing.
You don't have to cover for me. I invited Shepard here to speak with the Council. We just finished our meeting.
You what? Consular, do the words political shitstorm mean anything to you?
Hearing Udina say the word shitstorm is unexpected. But, on the other hand, he does know about poop. He is a janitor, after all.
The Council reinstated my Spectre status. They're just happy I'm staying out in the Terminus systems.
Yes, I could see how that arrangement works best for both sides. But you really shouldn't have taken a step like this without consulting with me first, Counselor.
I don't answer to you, Udina. Why don't you go to your office and think about that for a while?
Of course, Counselor. Good day to both of you.
Huh?
Sorry about
Paying polite.
Udina's never gotten over the fact that I got the council position instead of him. Sometimes I need to put him in his place.
Udina's just doing his job.
True enough. He's got his uses. And if you want something done on the Citadel, he knows who can make it happen. Plus, he's always happy to attend all those formal diplomatic functions I can't be bothered with.
Does sound useful.
How have the last couple years treated you?
Serving on the council isn't how I plan to spend my twilight years. Sometimes it feels like I'm just beating my head against a wall. Knowing the truth about Sovereign is brutal. It's nightmare stuff. I can't blame others for not wanting to believe it, but I know how important it is. So I keep trying. Fighting the good fight, right?
Forget Udina and the Council. Join my crew and help me stop the Collectors.
I'm too old to go racing across the galaxy. Much as I complain, I've got an important job to do here. The front line. That's got to be yours.
Thanks.
How long did it take to get this place back up to speed after the battle?
Still counting. The main areas of commerce and the most populated wards are complete. But estimates for total restoration are sitting around 5 years. The Keepers always surprise us, though. It's like our repairs are annoying. We'll put up an ugly new bulkhead, and in a few days, they've made it seamless. We never really thought of them as heavy lifters, and I have no idea where they get the resources. But we'd never get done without them.
I mean, maintaining the Citadel is why they exist. Literally, it's what they exist for. It's all they know how to do, so...
I'm surprised no one can tell Sovereign isn't Geth technology. Didn't they examine the wreckage?
We don't have much to look at. Pieces of it rained all over the station. It was chaos, with who knows how many species combing the wards for their dead. We secured as much of it as we could. But between the Keepers and a whole lot of unauthorized salvage, there's no way to account for even half of that thing. Another reason why they don't want to acknowledge what Sovereign was.
Yeah, that's, not good.
Last I knew, we were still fighting holdouts.
Here and there. But they are increasingly disorganized. It's long since stopped being called a war. More like cleanup. Not that you can ever discount them. But we haven't had serious casualties for months. A civilian ship will spot an enclave and we send in a squad to clear it. They're not quite the boogeymen they used to be.
Yeah. Glad that's going well then.
What happened to Staff Lieutenant Alenko after the Normandy was destroyed?
Staff Commander Alenko is still with the Alliance. But he's working on a special mission. It's classified. I can't say any more. Not while you're working with Cerberus, I'm sorry.
No hard feelings.
I better go.
Of course, Shepard, I understand. I wish I could do more to help you. But if you ever want to talk, I'll be here. Just do me a favor and be careful. You can't trust Cerberus.
Yeah, that cutscene when we first, when Shepard and Anderson first move over here, you actually get to see an Elcor walking around. You don't see that often in the trilogy. Nice views. Let's see, so... yeah. So there is the ramp leading down to the elevator to the CSEC headquarters. Across the bridge, can't quite see Shair is from here. But oh hey, that Elcor was still walking, I think. I thought I saw an Elcor walking still. Hey girl, what you doing here? It's a very nice view. It's a lovely, lovely place. The Presidium really is just gorgeous. Anyway, how about some news reports while I'm here? And nice office. I honestly, I never really looked at his at how Anderson laid out his office. I like it. All right.
The attack on the human colony of Freedom's Progress has generated a swift but confused response. Aid vessels have been sent, but it is not clear whether there are survivors. The Council offered its sympathy, but regretted that it could not become involved in a purely human matter.
Alright.
Alliance military officials are having difficulty meeting hiring quotas, according to a new report. Since Eden Prime, an initial surge in patriotic enlistments was followed by a downturn, as the public became skeptical that the Alliance can match Geth technology.
Of course we can. That said, it's hard to blame them.
Fears of an uncontrolled plague in the streets of Omega have been laid to rest, as the disease is now under control.
Yep, I did that.
Saraceno, leader of the Terra Firma Party and former Alliance Parliament candidate, has pled guilty to tax evasion. He is in custody pending sentencing.
Yeah, you remember that guy from the final visit to the Citadel, the politician who asked for your vote. If you supported him, then he doesn't go to prison. Then he's not being investigated for tax evasion. I forget exactly what's happening with him, but he's doing well.
The colony of Mindoir has won the right to use Commander Shepard's likeness on its colonial seal. The commander's family was killed in a slaver attack, but Shepard has maintained ties to the colony.
I mean, I feel like I should have some say in that. Although I suppose they made the decision while I was still dead. But I'm fine with it. You know what? I'm fine with it. Mindoir, you can use me as your propaganda.
An independent inquiry is investigating a group known as Cerberus in light of charges made by one Corporal Toombs and testimony by an apparent Cerberus scientist. A researcher known only as Dr. Wayne has been promised immunity and has suggested Cerberus may also be tied to the death of Admiral Kohoku several years ago.
Yep, you may remember that side quest from Mass Effect 1.
The Systems Alliance Parliamentary Subcommittee for Transhuman Studies has awarded reparations for biotics suffering complications from L2 implants. Subcommittee Chairman Burns thanked biotics everywhere for their patience and understanding, and promised more help for those forgotten by the system until now.
Again, Shepard's doing by saving the saving
Chairman
Burns.
Government is considering further reparations to humans whose ancestors died in the Relay 314 incident at Shanxi. The Turian government previously made reparations from what humans call the First Contact War, but refused to pay interest. The Turian hierarchy has supported improved relations with humanity since the Alliance's heroic sacrifice defending the Citadel from Saren's attack 2 years ago.
Yeah, relationships are a lot frostier between the two species if you didn't save the Council. Speaking of which, if you didn't save the Council, I think I'm trying to remember. I don't think you can actually speak to the Council here if you didn't save them. Obviously, the Councilors have been replaced in the 2 years. I don't think you actually talk to them here. I think you can still get your Spectre status reinstated, but you don't get that scene where you talk to the Council. Also, I'm pretty sure if Udina is the Counselor, I think you don't talk to the Council as well. I could be wrong about that, but I think that if Udina is the Counselor, that you don't get to speak to the Council, even if you saved them.
Council inquiry has concluded that a combat VI that went rogue on Luna was not intentionally upgraded to full AI status. Alliance members have maintained that the VI was for combat testing purposes only. Given these findings, it is unlikely any charges will be filed.
Again, you remember that mission? The rogue VI I took down on Earth's moon?
Biomedical firm Certa Foundation is reporting a medical breakthrough against a new strain of interspecies influenza. The development comes as a result of samples contaminated during a biotic attack on their research center 2 years ago. Fortunately, there were few casualties.
So I mentioned in one that all the choices you make, all the side quests you do, have event flags that are used for the second game to know what choices you made for the purpose of the port. In the original version of the game, I think I did mention this at the time too. That one was that flag was busted. Basically, it would assume that all the civilians died or that you never did the mission at all. And the news report would instead be about Certa Foundation closing down, having never recovered from an attack on the lab. So, yeah, even if you went Paragon and saved them all, in the original version of the game, you still got the bad news report. They fixed it for the Legendary Edition.
Celebrations are planned across Terra Nova for the upcoming anniversary of the thwarted terrorist attack on the colony. Former hostage Kate Bowman is expected to read a thank you message to Alliance soldiers who rescued her. The Batarian terrorist responsible for the attack on the colony, known only as Balak, remains at large.
There's no problem. There's no problem, Kate. I was well compensated for it. And, yeah, if you chose to kill Balak and sacrifice the hostages, then it's memorials on
The Shepherd Memorial on Akuz is expected to open next year, once the area is declared safe for visitors. Admiral Stephen Hackett will preside.
Neat. I'm sorry that I've rendered the memorial moot now.
Explorer ships have reported seeing vessels of an unknown make, but whose silhouette strongly resembles ancient Rachni ship profiles. The few ships sighted have been small scouting vessels that rapidly retreated. The Council has pledged a full investigation.
Again, that's because I spared the Rachni Queen.
Shaira, more commonly known as the Consort, has declined to name the next race likely to gain Council membership. However, she suggested an announcement could come soon.
Another instance where the flags were busted. Originally, it didn't register that you had done the side quest of convincing the Elcor diplomat that Shaira hadn't leaked the secrets. So even if you helped her, the news report would say that she was leaving the Citadel due to bad press.
Commander Shepard. She uncovered Saren's plan, defeated the Geth army, and died in the final days of the fight. Or did she? Witnesses report seeing her alive on Omega.
Yep.
2 years after a Geth attack nearly destroyed it, the colony of Zoo's Hope has announced plans for an expansion.
Oh, good for them.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams, who died fighting Saren on Vermeer, was posthumously awarded the Solarian Silver Dagger and the Turian Nova Cluster. Williams served proudly with non-human crew members and was once heard to say, "Human or alien, we're all just animals." She is the first Alliance soldier to receive either award.
On the one hand, good for her. Great honor, and glad that the Williams family name has been redeemed. On the other hand, her actual quote was that she couldn't tell the aliens from the animals.
Later today, we interview Counselor Anderson. The tireless former soldier has put down his guns to build bridges with numerous trade treaties. Tune in and find out what the man behind Commander Shepard's rise to fame thinks is the greatest threat to intergalactic stability. The Destiny Ascension has completed its 20-colony victory cruise.
That's all that. Zakara level 27.
I wonder what a Presidium fish would taste like. I'm telling you, there are no fish up there. I hear an Urdnot went up there once. An Urdnot on the Presidium. That'd be the day.
Your friend's right, there was. Oh, it's more news reports, but this time from our favorite intrepid journalist.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. Officials in the Systems Alliance remain tight-lipped about the recent disaster on the pioneer colony of Freedom's Progress. The human outpost is believed to have been destroyed, with no survivors on record. Details are sketchy due to a news blackout. This is the latest in a series of frontier settlements lost by the Alliance. The Hanar Shrine of the Enkindlers plans a prayer vigil for the deceased. The Hanar maintain that the lost colonies are the Protheans' wrath, after human explorers defiled a Prothean data beacon 2 years ago on Eden Prime.
Yeah, good old Emily Wong.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong.
Good to see she's doing well.
Reported the disappearance of a sanitation worker on Kithoy Ward. Denaria Claris failed to return from her shift during the third watch. Her assignment took her near the Keeper's area of the ward, and it is feared her corpse might have been taken to the protein vats for recycling.
Uh-oh. Emily Wong, by the way, is voiced by Andy McAfee. She voices a couple other characters.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. The top story in international affairs is a Batarian test of a new orbital mirror system. By placing large arrays of mirrors at a planet's Lagrange points, it is possible to focus sunlight at any point on its surface. The Batarian hegemony insists that the system is for peaceful purposes, to control weather and terraform worlds too cold for settlement. However, Turian monitors contend that the system could be used to focus sunlight into a thermal weapon.
Yeah, that's sort of inspired by events involving certain countries claiming they're developing nuclear power plants, suspected to be trying to develop nuclear weapons. So it's countries like Iran and North Korea.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. A Solarian survey ship, the Callan High, has been officially declared overdue after 3 weeks without contact. At this time, it is unclear whether the Callan High was attacked or suffered an accident. Turian and Alliance frigates are coordinating a search.
All of Emily Wong's news reports are just flavor text. They're not related to anything that you do.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet.
Whether in the first game or in the second. Or the third.
The Systems Alliance 5th Fleet has begun its planned tour of the Attican Traverse region. The fleet, centered around the dreadnought Orizaba under Admiral Stephen Hackett, will stop in various systems over the next 3 months. A Turian spokesman for the Council noted that, since the Battle of the Citadel, the Alliance has played an increasing role in securing our frontiers. He added that the 5th Fleet's Goodwill Tour is a first step to becoming a partner in Turian peacekeeping patrols.
One of the few news reports by Emily Wong that actually does change based on your decisions and one.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. Officials in the Systems Alliance remain tight-lipped about the recent disaster on the pioneer colony of Freedom's Progress. The human outpost is believed to have been
Welcome back, Shepard. It has been 2 years, 3 months, and 17 days since the Citadel last welcomed you.
Yeah.
This is the Zakara Ward Transportation Hub. Public shuttles and shopping are available through the C-Sec security cordon.
I think I mentioned before that Vina is voiced by the same woman who voices Gabriella Daniels.
There seem to be a lot more C-Sec officers than the last time I was here.
In the wake of the Geth attack 2 years ago, additional security precautions were implemented for the safety and security of residents. In addition to increased CSEC patrols, weapon carry restrictions have been tightened.
So
can't disagree with that part.
Violent crime has decreased by 23%. Property crime has decreased by 41%. Incident clearance has improved by 16%.
I need to talk to the council. How can I reach the Presidium from here?
Public transit shuttles are available on the far side of the C6 security cordon.
Looks like this place is recovered from Sovereign's attack.
Repair of the damage from the Geth attack is ongoing. There is still extensive damage on Tasery Ward.
Geth? It was Sovereign who led the attack. A Reaper.
I have no information on a Reaper. References to the term exist in some parahistorical theories on galactic extinction cycles.
They've suppressed information about the Reapers. Far easier to blame the Geth, a known enemy.
What stores are available on this level?
Only one store exists on this level. Citadel Souvenirs offers licensed mementos of your visit. Their line of starship models is well regarded.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
Alright, let's eavesdrop on another conversation.
So do you want to get one of the fish, or maybe a model ship?
How is a model ship supposed to remind me of the Citadel?
It's festive, and you like ships.
I'm an engineer, honey. I look at ships all day.
Maybe a fish, then?
What? Why? It's a fish. Fish have nothing to do with the Citadel. Besides, it'll be dead in a couple of years.
The important thing is to embrace the time that you have to spend with a fish.
Oh, is this the lifespan talk? I'm not having the lifespan talk.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that these mementos will help me remember the happy times we've shared even after you're gone.
Fine, whatever. I don't care anymore. You've ruined the Citadel for me.
Fish it is.
I love how cheerful she is.
Get one of the fish, or...
Good day, my friends. Welcome to the Citadel.
I love how cheerful she is about about ruining the Citadel for her mate.
These stores are owned by the Citadel, right?
That's correct. Citadel Souvenirs outlets are owned by the council government. The profits generated by sales are used to maintain the station. We offer an assortment of decorations suitable for display in your personal quarters.
Cool.
I'd like to buy something.
My apologies. I do not make sales. I'm here to answer questions and process returns and exchanges. To make a purchase, browse our electronic catalog over there.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Since these stores are owned by the council, do government employees get a discount?
Yes, in fact. What's your position?
I'm a Spectre.
That is quite a prestigious role. It is my pleasure to extend the government employee discount to you, Spectre. Please, feel free to check the updated prices.
Always, 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 always talk to the merchant before buying anything.
Welcome back.
I'm just browsing.
Of course. Take your time.
Yeah, I gotta get the hamster. Fish. Yeah, gotta get the fish. Model ship of the Alliance ship Normandy SR-1. Obviously. Model of the Destiny Ascension. Obviously.
Do you think we could get into the Presidium if we were along the outer hull in pressure suits?
What, to kill Turians? We can do that here.
No, to get a fish out of those lakes.
You forget the damn fish.
I love how obsessed this Krogan is. He really hung up on those fish. I don't think he's got any more lines about the fish. So let's head upstairs. Man, this session's gonna this episode's gonna be like 2 hours long, and absolutely nothing accomplished. But you know what? I don't care. Worth it. More fun dialogue here.
So what do you think? Maybe a shotgun?
I like the assault rifle. It's like a non-stop barrage of death.
If you can hit anything.
Good point.
I still say we should join the Blue Suns. They'd probably pay for our equipment.
They probably only hire you if you look like you can fight, so we need something to start with.
Right, like the shotgun.
On a side note, I think most of the Blue Sun Turians actually do have shotguns.
Do you think the Blue Suns have different commando training styles? Like one support group and one close quarters unit?
You're gonna talk about the shotgun again, aren't you?
I may have been heading in that direction, yes.
Honestly, I just love these conversations.
All I'm saying is that you shouldn't skimp. Aim for the best, you know?
I thought guys with shotguns never bothered to aim.
Okay, that hurts a little.
Nice.
What can I do for you?
I thought weapons were restricted on the Citadel now.
Carrying them around is. Selling them isn't. We store them in off-site containers and deliver them to your ship. People who have permission to carry, like CSEC, can walk out with them.
Okay, that sounds good.
If everything's done by catalog, why are you here?
Rodham believes in salesmanship, the personal touch. Some say we're old-fashioned. We recognize that adventure traveling is a niche, a small, tight-knit community.
Honestly, he's a good salesman already.
Try our electronic catalog interface. That kiosk over there.
Tell me about your services.
We sell quality hunting supplies, which you'll need when you purchase one of our adventure travel packages. Imagine it, human. The break of day. You and your team have been stalking a Shatha for 5 days. In that time, it's killed 4 men. You see it? Line it up. Take the shot. Blam! It's down. You're the hero. That's what we offer. Not a vacation, but an experience.
This guy is good at what he does. This guy is good at salesmanship. He's a good salesman.
Your expeditions might be a little tame for me.
Tame? A human can hardly take down a Pharaoh Varen, let alone a Shatha. Who do you think you are?
Well, my name's Shepard, and
The Shepard? The one that put down Saren Arterius?
Yep.
Oh, you do know me.
By the spirits. Shepard, in my store. I don't suppose I could convince you to record an advertisement for me.
Sure you could. Can we work out a discount?
A discount? I'd name my firstborn after you if you ask. Can we record it?
Sounds good to me.
Just speak towards my console.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Ha ha! No other gun shop has that kind of endorsement.
Yeah, he's good. I like this guy. If you didn't save the council, then he is a lot more of a dick to you. Sniper rifle damage. Heavy pistol damage, that's useful. Yeah, I better get it.
We can use this.
I could get that, but I don't know. Simple but popular modification developed by the Alcaz Combine and favored among mercenary groups and military personnel in active assignment. Spare ammo capacity? Yeah, not right now. Casa Fabrication's line of elite personal protection equipment includes a series of interlocking ceramic plates covered in a proprietary tungsten alloy weave for maximum stopping power. Alright, actually, I will get that one for now. The Incisor is one of a new wave of military and police sniper rifles designed to overload active defenses such as shields. Firing 3 shots with each pull of the trigger, the Incisors burst is so fast that all 3 rounds will be in the target by the time the barrel is moved a millimeter, increasing its stopping power without sacrificing accuracy. As an added benefit, the noise of the burst is comparable to a single rifle shot in duration, making it no easier to locate the sniper by sound. One issue with the Incisor is the gun does move when you fire. which means that especially if you're lining up trying to go for headshots, you can actually miss with one or two of the shots. But useful for my squad mates. The visor works with the Sentry system, a software application that optimizes an armor suit's microbeam computer. When the Sentry system is running, more power can be devoted to shield management. Yee. A next-generation night vision device that assists targeting. By detecting the focal point of the wearer's eyes and enhancing the image of that location, the visor helps direct a biotic power or a shot from an omnitool exactly where the user is looking. Or where the wearer is looking. Yeah, I don't know, it's ugly. On the other hand, biotics are something that I'm going to be using a lot. Nothing else for now.
Have you tried Galaxy of Fantasy yet? I love that game. It's based on Turian mythology, but it's really fun. I hear it has 11 billion players now.
Galaxy of Fantasy, obviously a World of Warcraft reference. This guy, in general, is a bit of a loving satire of GameStop.
Do you have any games you'd like to trade in? You get 2 credits toward a new game.
See?
You know what's good? Alliance Corsair. The battles are pretty realistic, but it's still fun. And you can install it on an Omnitool. For 10 credits, we offer data protection for any game we sell. If the copy protection ever malfunctions, you can download a new copy free.
Meh.
Those Asari Hanar porn games they sell in Shinakiba are really nasty.
Oh yeah? How do you know about those, guy? And, where can I get a copy?
Oh, sorry. I was playing this fascinating human game, Solitaire. Did you need something?
I really like Freestyle. Freestyle. Solitaire. Especially like the dual deck Freestyle. I'll sometimes just load up a game of that for fun.
I wish they still made role-playing games like they used to. These days, it's all big choices and visceral combat. I miss those old games, where you had to remember to drink water, and it took 5 hours real time to fly somewhere.
Yeah. Again, BioWare loves RPGs.
Do you have an account with us? If you open one, we have a special this month. You can download a game free.
Not too bad.
The worst thing about extranet games is when some Batarian comes on and insists on speaking his own language without auto-translation.
It's not that bad.
I don't get the complaints about the Grim Terminus Alliance games. So what if you can capture and beat slaves? It's just a game.
Grim Terminus Alliance, GTA. It is a Grand Theft Auto reference.
You know anyone who plays that extranet game, Third Coil? Me neither. You sure hear about it a lot in the news, though. I know it looks like I'm not working, but there's only so many times you can sweep the place. If games were still available on OSD, I could alphabetize the racks or something.
Feel like sweeping the store might also be a reference to GameStop.
Do you play those human sports games? They sell well in the Alliance, and to Krogan.
Oh. Interesting.
Have you tried Galaxy of Fantasy yet? I love that game. It's based on Turian mythology, but it's really fun. I hear it has 11 billion players now.
Hey, Avina! What do you got to say here?
The Zakera Ward Promenade offers upscale shopping and entertainment options for the discerning visitor.
What entertainment options are available?
The Dark Star is a small but popular night spot offering intoxicants, gambling, and exotic dancing.
Sounds fun.
What stores are in this area?
Rodham Expeditions sells high-grade weapons as well as adventure travel packages to the galaxy's most dangerous destinations.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
What'll it be?
Hear about anything interesting going on around here?
I serve drinks. You want to know what's going on? Check the news. I don't know why humans always ask me that.
I'm done for now.
Why do humans always ask about the news?
Looking for a little R&R, Shepard? It's a nice enough place. A lot nicer than Cora's den, anyway. I wasn't sorry to hear they never reopened after the Geth attack.
I'm a little bit sorry. That place had some character. It's very noticeable when they're all dancing the same. Whoops. Not sure if that's the wrong restroom or if it's a unisex. Anyway.
Nothing I can do for you?
I noticed you're one of the groundskeepers for the Presidium. Do you know if there are fish in the lakes?
I get that question a lot. I think it's right behind where's the restroom. Those are reservoirs, the Presidium's own supply, independent from the water storage tanks in the wards. The only place I know of on the station to get a live fish is Delea Sonesi's gift shop.
When I pour a glass of water, it's the same stuff tourists throw garbage in?
No, they purify it first. If some Solarian or human bacteria gets left in, and a Turian or Quarian drinks it, they could die. Everything would be so much simpler if we all had the same DNA. But no, the universe loves diversity.
Thanks for your time.
No problem. If you get up to the Presidium, check out the Demaio flowers across from the conduit. They're coming in very nicely.
Wish I could get up there. Apparently this guy had a lot of cut dialogue. Basically, he was just going to have a bunch of sort of random lines, which are actually still in the source code. So the dialogue was cut, but it was recorded before it was just sort of hidden, I guess. It's kind of a shame, I feel. I think one of the lines had him ask if you were a woman and say that, like, you've got those chest bumps that the Asari have. Anywho.
What'll it be?
This bit right here is actually, I will say, the dialogue in this upcoming conversation is delivered even better by Mark Beer.
The strongest thing you have.
Easy enough.
It's green?
And
Star Trek.
guaranteed to knock you on your ass. Unless you're Dextro DNA like me. If you are, it'll kill you.
Yeah, the "it's green"
Anything else?
is a reference to a bit from the original Star Trek series, where Scotty was trying to get an alien drunk, and found a bottle, and was trying to figure out what it was, and he's like, and he sniffs it, and he's like, "It's green."
Let's have another one.
There you are. Anything else?
Not done yet.
I'm impressed. I've never seen anyone drink 3 of these.
I've got upgrades. Now here's where Mark Mir does it even better. Not that Jennifer Hale does a bad job here, it's just Mark Mir's delivery of these upcoming lines is even better.
Hit me again.
How about we mix it up a little? This is genuine Batarian ale, uncut. Don't ask how I got it. I've been serving here 8 years. I've never seen anyone have this and stay on their feet. Anything else?
Do it.
Okay.
Mir's line
Something
is
special.
Mir says it so well.
Rincon. You'll set off radiological alarms after you drink it. Should I pour you a quad?
Yeah, Mark Mir's delivery is more like, do it!
Hell yeah. Put more of the stuff in the thing, more stuff goes in.
Funeral, sister.
Such a great line, and again, like I said, Hale's delivery is good, Mir's is so much better. It's just incredible delivery from Mir. Whoa, what the hell was that? It's just a great scene. I love that scene. And look who it is!
People want to hear your story, Shepard.
Well, if it isn't Khaleesi Bintin al-Jilani. I don't think I mentioned it previous game, but she's voiced by April Bannigan, who, again, voices a couple other characters in this game.
Khaleesi Bintin al-Jilani, Westerland News.
Oh, I messed up her name a bit. Whoops, I apologize.
I interviewed you 2 years ago when you first became a Spectre. You presented your case very well on camera. Do you have a minute?
What, so you can try to do another smear job on me?
Now, Shepard, you may object to my methods, but we're on the same side.
Are we then?
Your bat, your news. I just want to give your story its due.
Fine.
Sources claim you were at the heart of the Presidium during the Battle of the Citadel. It's fair to say the course of the battle hinged on your words. If true, you told Admiral Hackett to assist the Destiny Ascension, costing hundreds of human lives, and securing the continued dominance of the Citadel Council.
Notice Miranda just sort of stepping off camera.
The Turians lost 20 cruisers. Figure each had a crew of around 300. The Ascension, the Asari dreadnought we saved, had a crew of nearly 10,000.
But surely the human cost.
The Alliance lost 8 cruisers. Shenyang, Emden, Jakarta, Cairo, Seoul, Cape Town, Warsaw, Madrid, and yes, I remember them all. Everyone in the fleet is a hero. The Alliance owes them all medals. The Council owes them a lot more than that. And so do you.
Commander Shepard, first human Spectre. Hero of the Battle of the Citadel. Check bid. We get it? Great. Bull rushed on my own show.
Hell of a delivery. And I especially like the touch of her listing the 8 cruisers. It shows just how much it sort of meant to her. Alright. And yeah, it's just a great
Do you have any games you'd like to trade in? You get 2 credits toward a new game.
The Renegade Interrupt has you punch her, for the record.
Shepard, you've recently been dead. You deserve the quality and distinction of a traditional Asari burial robe.
Hell of a way to start an ad.
Mortuary offers the finest quality burial
I mean, personal ads are getting pretty good in the future. But also, I couldn't really have a burial shroud.
In everyone's life, there is a moment when things crystallize. You can see all the roads that have led you to that point, and all the paths that lie ahead. For you, Shepard, that moment may be when you first sit in the pilot seat of the Arlo's 2185 model Tenacont. For 500 years, designer Saleha Kelpion has refined this luxury sport shuttle. Each is a unique masterpiece, hand-assembled by skilled craftsmen. Visit our showroom in the Presidium today, and perhaps you'll see that the path ahead of you will be traveled in a Tenacont.
Can I get a free one if I give you a, like, as a sponsorship? Can I get one? Can you sponsor me?
Miss Shepard, a woman of your beauty deserves the finest in biotic technology.
I
Next
do.
time you're out on the town with Officer Vicarian, the new Sophist biotic amplifier from the Sarah's Council is the perfect accessory. Power, precision, elegance. It's not just an amplifier, it's an expression of your femininity. Sophist.
Yeah, if you're with any of the potential love interests, any of your gender's potential love interests. Because, spoiler alert, Garrus is a potential love interest. But yeah, if I'd been playing a male Shepard, for example, I would have mentioned, Ms. Lawson. Yeah, it's, it'll always mention if you're with a potential love interest.
Konstantin Solikovsky once said, "Earth is the cradle of humanity, but one cannot remain in the cradle forever." Shepard, in these troubled economic times, the one thing you can be sure of is that humanity will continue to move into space. Don't be left in the dust. Embrace the stars by investing in an off-world colony. Venture capital is being raised for third-stage colonization of Exogeny Corp's Pharaoh's colony. This
I wouldn't mind investing in it.
for public investment in this ancient world, where humans live in Prothean structures 50 millennia old. Contact your broker for details.
I wouldn't mind investing in Theros, honestly.
Shepard, could I have a moment of your time? I was just thinking what a pity it is that you can't enjoy the advantage of a true 360-degree color projection display. If you were watching this on the new Monify Avatar wide field surround vid projector, you could see that there's a naked Asari behind me.
Really?
Monify, because real life is surround vid.
Avatar, 3D Avatar, yeah, it's a reference to the Avatar movie.
Shepard, you've recently been dead. Don't
Oh,
you
hush.
deserve the quality and distinction of a traditional Asari burial robe? Alnautis Mortuary offers the finest
A lot of the, a lot of ads are just sort of shout-outs to other... There's a lot of references to other sci-fi things. Alright.
What do you want?
Why are you so interested in fish from the Presidium?
It's so decadent. Eating a fish from the Presidium would be like screwing Shaira.
Ugh, Asari are so squishy. Where are you supposed to get a decent grip?
Kargesh here is voiced by Peter Giles, the same guy who voiced Garn back on Omega. So the same guy who led the Blood Pack is also about to get really sad about a lack of fish on the Presidium.
I talked to one of the Presidium groundskeepers. He said there aren't any fish in the lakes.
What?
I told you.
Why have all that water if you're not going to store something to eat in it? I don't understand aliens at all.
Thanks for telling me. It's all he's talked about all damn day.
I feel sad for him. I feel so sad for him. Like, he is just so disappointed. He's so crushed.
You think there's any place on board we could buy a fish?
They don't like live animals on the Citadel. Wasted life support capacity, they say.
I can't believe there aren't any fish up there. It must be a mistake.
Can we talk about something else now?
This is depressing.
How about we find a Turian and beat the crap out of him? That always makes you feel better.
You think there's any place on board we could buy a fish?
They don't like live animals on the Citadel. Wasted life support.
Poor Rukar having to deal with his disappointed buddy, but poor Kargesh.
Shepard, are you looking to continue your education? It's one
Nah, I'm
thing to
good,
know how to
thanks.
shoot a gun, but do you have the career skills to deploy and manage today's high-tech network infrastructures? The Henley Technical Institute can help. Courses available through our extranet site will put you on the path to success. Visit our site now at keywords Henley Technical Education.
Keywords. I don't understand why they would bring back keywords.
Shepard, it's been 2 years since you had a job.
Hey!
You rectified that? Exciting opportunities await Alliance citizens like you on the Outworld colonies. Third stage colonists are being recruited for ExoGeni Corporation's Pharos facility. Visit your local colonial administration office to sign up today.
In the real world, it's been like a year that I've been unemployed. Getting close to, anyway. Oof. That's... Yeah. That's, a depressing thought.
It seems like you're always on the run, Shepard. If you're not going
That's because they're always...
nav beacons to visit the Quarian migrant fleet.
Everyone's shooting at me.
Dangerous wreckage on Corvus. But when was the last time you stopped to eat? Why not pick up a stick of Burgot? Enjoy Batarian culture on the go in this traditional traveler's meal. Burgot, the other blue meat. Burgot is composed of lipoproteins and is not suitable for consumption by Turians or Quarians. The Burgot Export Company assumes no liability for allergic reactions or intestinal parasites in non-Batarians.
Nice, nice disclaimers, but also, the other blue meat.
This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But Saren won't stop there. His Geth aren't going to stay on the fringes of Citadel space. Abandon the Citadel! Evacuate the Council!
The Citadel's closing! They're sealing the station!
Is surrender not preferable to extinction?
Commander, we're picking up reinforcements. It's the Alliance.
This summer, humanity earns its place among the stars. Citadel, a film by Risa Uverson, presented by Aridanai Films.
Yep. I love the terrible acting in that ad. While it's talking about movies, I've mentioned the Cerberus Daily News repeatedly. The Cerberus Daily News actually has quite a few articles about various movies. It's got like box office figures. It's got articles about various movies that get made. Some of them are pretty... A lot of them feature... a lot of them mention like these utterly ridiculous genre mashups. Like it'll combine like 4 or 5 different genres. School thriller romantic comedy or something like that. That's not one that's actually there, but it's those types of things. And honestly, I just find it funny. There's a lot of good ones.
Shepard, are you looking for a good time?
Always.
From 100 worlds, games, perhaps a little companionship.
Yeah, sure.
Darkstar, one level up. I'll see you there.
Ooh, flirty.
Shepard, are you looking to continue your education? It's one
I'm
thing
not.
to know how to shoot a gun, but do you have the managerial and actuarial skills required to manage your own business in today?
I do not have those skills now. Nice views. The Citadel feels like it's basically made up of nice views.
Greetings, Earth Clan. You will find many excellent ships for sale here. Only slightly used, yes. With our Unification Day special, you can get up to 2,000 credits back. Such a deal. Could I interest you in a Turian Esquirine sporting shuttle? Unmatched acceleration, peerless maneuvering, and like all Turian shuttles, it can fit a light mass accelerator cannon. Perfect for heavy traffic.
Cannon for traffic.
I offer a no-money down lease on my quality used ships.
He's clearly got trust. He clearly trusts his product.
Ah, I know. Perhaps one of our light haulers? I have several Kowloon modular conveyors available. Very moddable, those Kowloons.
Yes, I'm aware. They are very moddable. Yeah, you remember every ship we boarded in Mass Effect 1 was a Kowloon class modular conveyor freighter.
You know what makes a ship, EarthClan? It's the engines. I don't mean to brag, but the Borcat Combine produces wonderful engines. Perhaps you'd like to examine a ship with such an engine?
Engines do tend to be pretty important.
Now, I'm hardly one to judge, EarthClan, but you appear quite fertile. I believe you could use a shuttle with seating for many bulbous children.
Many bulbous children.
Greetings, EarthClan. You will find many excellent ships for sale here.
I don't speak Japanese. Anyone who does speak Japanese will tell you that pronunciation is hilariously bad. Like, just hilariously bad.
You ever had ramen? It's a delicacy back on Earth.
I like that.
What can I get you? The meat isn't fresh out here, but you won't find any better dried seaweed on the station.
Yum.
We have 6 kinds of beer on tap.
Oh, nice.
We don't have a karaoke machine anymore. You do not want to hear drunk Elcor sing.
Yes, I do!
Welcome. The Zakera Ward Marketplace provides shopping and storage space for the less privileged residents of the station.
What sort of things are sold here?
Classist.
The Certa Foundation, a medical technology group from the Alliance, has an outlet store. Saranus Applications offers professional software.
Why are there warehouses in the middle of a shopping district?
This area is close to Zakera Ward's keel docking station. Freighters attach there to load passengers and supplies. Goods are stored locally until they can be distributed within the ward or transported off the station. However, CSEC recommends that visitors exercise caution, as these short-term warehouses are often used to move illegal goods.
This area looks a little run down. I take it the people here aren't very well off.
Inhabitants of the wards typically have less income than those in the Presidium.
And here I thought the Citadel was some sort of utopia.
The recorded histories of all sapient species suggest that in every society, resources are not evenly split between members.
There must be some way to solve the problem.
Nope.
Asari futurists believe poverty cannot be eliminated without cornucopia technology, which will create anything the user desires. Such technology is unknown outside of science fiction literature.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
And here's another fantastic conversation here.
So which tech module are we supposed to get?
With confusion. I thought you knew.
What? No. All I heard Varanus say was, pick up a module. It's something to do with the Omnigel modulator's heatsink, right? That's why he asked us to go to Saranus. So is it a heatsink module, or a whole new Omnigel module that has a better heatsink?
Politely. Continuing to ask will not cause me to suddenly know.
Just call him.
Did Varanus say the Omnigel modulator's heatsink from this tech shop or the heatsink modulator?
With deep respect, I'm sure he would never confuse the two.
Wait. Did you hack your translator so you can control your kinetic language processing?
With a sincerity such that skepticism would be deeply insulting. No.
I love that, Alcor. That's so good.
Welcome to Saranus Applications. Can I interest you? Ah, Shepard!
Do I know you?
No, but I know you. Even a senile Hanar would remember the human who fought off the Geth. I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot.
Please, look around the store. It's a pleasure to have you here.
I'd like to buy something.
Oh, it's all automated these days. There's a catalog interface over there.
If everything's automated, why are you here?
Customer service. Sweeping out the store, carefully explaining things to the technologically illiterate. It's stunning how many people think that light moves faster through expensive fiber optic cables than it does through cheap ones.
That's a thing in the real world, too.
You know, I use quite a bit of software in my line of work.
It's a shame so few understand their own equipment. Besides the most obvious point-and-go nav interfaces, anyway.
You wouldn't believe how often I hear, "Why is the ship turning around? We're only halfway there."
Miranda nodding.
Would. You know, I like your products. Any interest in an endorsement from the human who defeated Saren?
I'd be thrilled, but I don't think I could afford to pay you for it.
Don't worry about it. What if we just work out a discount?
Absolutely. Just speak into my console here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
That will be splendid. I can edit that and have it working right away. Thank you so much.
Yep, that is 2 favorite stores I have now. Tech damage, not really useful for me right now. The Archon Visor uses an efficiency algorithm to balance processing power for biotic amps and omnitools. The heads-up display and voice command software allows users to micromanage the systems, reducing the cooldown period between energy expenditures. Just recharge time powers by 5 seconds. That is useful for me. Though again, it's ugly. 10% bonus to shield, bears, and armor. Very expensive. I might get it. I'm just going to check the other store real quick first. But first...
We know times are tough. Station records show that you made only 0 credits last year. If you need something to get you to your next paycheck on error, date not found, Lead Cause Pawn and Payday Loan can help. We offer you credit on the spot for personal and home electronic devices, precious metals and jewels, genetic assay data, and virtual intelligences. No credit check, no questions asked. All we need is your citizenship ID. Come down today.
Payday loan places are just... Payday loan places are really just legal loan sharks. They're terrible.
This is a public notice that Citadel Security will hold an auction of confiscated property in this ward on Earth date, August 4th, 2185 at 0830 Zulu time. Items
Zulu time?
include jewelry, personal electronics, private starships, cargo and sport-related personal shuttles, art, and antiques from various cultures. For more information, visit any CSEC kiosk or link into CitadelNet at keywords CSEC Auctions Zakera.
Okay.
Are you tired of paying the high cost of a decent extranet connection?
Oh, hell yeah.
Sick of companies that restrict your access to certain sites, cap your downloads, or charge outrageous overuse fees?
Can't even begin to tell you how.
Terminals are free but prone to lag and signal loss. But there is a solution. With Genentech's patented technology, you can enjoy the same reliable high-speed access enjoyed by executives across the galaxy. Just plug our black box device into the data port on any public terminal and you're on your way to fast, reliable, and anonymous extranet access.
That doesn't sound entirely legal.
At Ion Liquidators, we are different. We don't use high-tech ads that use your name, job history, and and marital status to tailor a message just for you. I am Keth Mack, owner of Ion Liquidators, and I have only one message. I offer goods and services for less than my competitors.
I like this ad. It's honest.
How do I do it? Foreclosures, bankruptcies, store closeouts, insurance sales, inexpensive advertising. Come to Ion Liquidators for cheap goods. I find deals so you don't have to.
That is a really good ad.
Your attention, please. Citadel Security reminds residents and visitors that heightened security precautions are in place for your safety. If approached by a CSEC officer, please be prepared to offer biometric and genetic data for identity confirmation. If you see a synthetic unaccompanied by an organic owner, report to the closest CSEC kiosk. Or link into Citadel.net, keyword CSEC Night Watch. Remember, we are all responsible for public safety.
Bite me, cop.
Shepard, we know times are tough. Station records show that you made only 0 credit.
What do you think, Michael? Maybe the immunobooster? It's supposed to help with alien bacteria.
We can get whatever you'd like for little Jake, Rebecca.
Wait, the immunobooster can delay muscle development in high-gravity environments. What if that hurts him?
Michael and Rebecca.
The nerve enhancements say that there are occasional motor control side effects. Jake loves to run. What if it makes him fall down?
Jake is fine, Rebecca. He's a perfectly healthy toddler.
He's my baby. He's all I have left of Jacob.
I know.
I just want to protect him.
I know.
I'm not being irrational, Michael.
I know.
I trust you, Michael. What medical upgrades do you want to get for him?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask random people on the street what they think.
I'm getting the immunobooster. And a drink.
Yeah. You may remember that from the first game. I argued with
Good
them.
day, citizen.
They were arguing.
Welcome to the Certa Foundation outlet on Zakera Ward.
Yeah, you may remember. Yeah, I told Michael to ease up. That it was Rebecca's decision whether to get treatments done for her baby.
I'd like to buy something.
Purchases are made through our catalog interface. It's over there.
If everything's done by catalog, why are you here?
Customer service, returns, exchanges, and group rates. We also find that sales are better when there's someone to personally interact with. Though I'm not sure why a human company exclusively hires Asari to work their stores.
She's not very observant, I guess. She's a little on the naive side. She's clearly on the naive side.
Tell me about your store.
The Certa Foundation is a human organization known for its genetic therapy regimens and genetically engineered products. Certa is probably best known for the development of Metagel.
And, yep.
I couldn't help but notice your prices. They seem a bit steep.
With respect, the Foundation is not concerned with profits. A portion of our sales funds research to cure genetic diseases.
You know, it would make
Sounds
the services
good.
more popular. An endorsement from the woman who defeated Saren.
Oh my! You're Shepard, aren't you? I would be glad to give you my employee discount if you would do that for us.
It's a deal.
And
Just speak
hit
into my
it.
console here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I'll work it into our advertising at once. Thank you.
Yep. Metagel capacity increased by 2. All modern combat armor incorporates... okay, yeah. It'll get me another upgrade.
This should come in handy.
Within a wearable framework, the Certa Foundation developed an innovative net of microstimulants and metagel in order to increase the chance of survival for aid workers and military personnel working in a hostile environment. Increase all by 10%. I'm gonna get it. Does leave me
What
without.
do you think, Michael? Maybe the immuno booster? It's supposed to help with.
Sadly, leaves me just a little bit short for that thing. A couple of minor side quests would deal with that, though. So.
Now available on video, the abridged version of Francis Kidd's award-winning
Yes.
production of Hamlet, featuring an all-Elcor cast.
Yes.
Nostalgic melancholy. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy, deep accusation. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar.
And don't forget to catch
Yes.
Elcor Hamlet Live, an unforgettable 14-hour experience.
Yes.
In sincere endorsement, you have not experienced Shakespeare until you have heard him in the voice of Elcor.
Insincere endorsement. Yes.
Now available on video, the abridged version of Francis Kidd's award-winning production of Hamlet, featuring an all-Elcor cast.
Fearful wonder, angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned, bring with thee airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Oh, answer me.
And don't forget to catch Elcor.
Oh yeah, it's it's referenced in elevator conversation or an elevator elevator report in the first game, and it was too good a gag for them not to actually extend it like this. I would watch it.
Morose rumination, to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them.
And don't forget to catch Elcor Hamlet Live,
Oh,
an
man.
unforgettable 14-hour experience.
I wonder.
Sincere endorsement. You have not experienced Shakespeare until you have heard him in the voice of Elcor.
I wonder if anyone has ever tried to do the whole thing.
Adulpated grief. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf. At his heels a stone. Pray you mark. White his shroud as the mountain snow. Larded with sweet flowers, which bewept to the grave did go. With true love showers.
And don't forget to
I believe that one is actually voiced by Jennifer Hale. I think she voiced the female Toria in the ad here. Yeah, it's not done yet. There's more. Because of course there's more.
What a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals.
And don't forget to catch Elcor Hamlet Live, an
I will do that another time, because this video is already pretty long. And there's still I think one more, I believe. Possibly two.
Francis Kidd's award-winning production of Hamlet, featuring an all-Elcor cast.
Nostalgic melancholy.
Oh. I could have sworn there was at least one more.
Back on Earth.
I could have sworn there was one for the scene where Hamlet stabs a dude through through a curtain. But, oh, guess not. Yeah, I suppose that'll be it. I will just, head back to the ship. And, yeah, I will see you next time where I'll actually do a couple of minor side quests. Probably do the, Normandy Crash Site and Lost Operative. I'm thinking I'll do these two, next time. They'll be quick. And then afterwards, I will probably come back to the Citadel to do a couple of, to do the last, one more side quest that is on the Citadel. Along with, yeah, I'll read these. I'll read those stuff another time. Dreadnoughts, I feel like I probably read this one before. At present, the Turian fleet possesses 39 dreadnoughts. These are 20 of the Solarian 16. Each of the Human Alliance's 8 dreadnoughts named for terrestrial mountains. I know I read this one before. Frigates, I'm pretty sure I read this one before as well. Yeah, I know I did. So, some of these things are ones that I've read before. Anyways, that is more than long enough for just running around talking to people and listening to silly ads. So, those ads are great. I love the ads. So yeah, I'll see you another time. Thanks for watching.